Hey guys, how's it going? Brian Danoff here. Hope you're all doing well. I figured now was a good time to come on here and, give my thoughts about the Yankees so far this season. It's the start of September already, which is crazy. It feels like this season just started like a month ago. It's been a really fun year, a really fun summer. Um, you know, uh, uh, Aaron Judge was good for about a week. Um, Garrett Cole, Garrett Cole, he gives up only like one home run or two home runs a start. Uh, Really good stuff there. Giancarlo Stanton um, hit a home run. Uh, they're over 500. They're over 500. Um, they're probably still going to make the playoffs, which is cool. Another another year of October baseball in the Bronx. Well, probably not in the Bronx, but you know, um, yeah. No, but in all seriousness, hope you're all doing well out there, as well as you can be, given everything. Um, the Yankees obviously are back. They've been back for about a month. They're almost through this 60 game season. Um, I obviously I'm a Yankees fan. I've watched pretty much every game that they've played so far, and I'm going to continue to watch every game. I'm going to be honest with you. I am one of those, I guess, buzzkills that really was never really that excited for baseball to come back, primarily because I just don't think they should be playing right now. That was the biggest reason with, the whole global pandemic that has no end in sight sort of thing. But yeah, no, it just, health concerns, safety concerns. I also really wasn't expecting the quality of the baseball to be that good, with guys having 4 months off and pitchers having, weird throwing, programs and schedules and stuff like that. And I think I've been right. I mean, there's been some cool moments across baseball this season. There's been some good highlights. There's most players are performing the way they would in a normal season. But, just with all the postponements and the positive tests and all the 7 inning double headers and the runner on second to start extra innings, I mean, it's not the game that we all know it to be. And especially when contrast that with the NBA and NHL bubbles that have been so exciting and so effective and clearly well thought out and planned, and you don't really feel bad watching them at all because you know that the leagues and the players and everyone involved are doing the absolute most they can to stay safe and also play. Whereas, baseball and MLB, it seems like they'd rather play and hope to stay safe, if that makes sense. And the NFL seems to be going in that direction too, so we'll see what happens there. Also, note to my past self, do not draft Leonard Fournette. He will be released by the Jaguars, and you will have wasted your third round pick. Clearly, I'm doing really well. No, but so that was my outlook when the season started, and it still is my feeling that I'm not as enthusiastic, I'm not as excited, I'm not as invested because I just don't feel like this season is being played in the right manner, in that it's being played at all. I just don't think now's the time. If you're not going to do a bubble, which I understand MLB really couldn't do, now is not the time for people and to be traveling all over the country to play mostly meaningless baseball games when 16 teams are still going to make the playoffs. you almost wish they just do a playoff bracket where they just take like the 16 best records from last season. That almost would make more sense. But then, so I kind of went into the season skeptical, but I did have obviously a somewhat open mind because I'm a big Yankees fan and a big baseball fan, and the Yankees were obviously expected by many to have a great year regardless, and still steamroll the competition and be exciting to watch. And that was, boy, was that really true for the first 2 weeks. I mean, again, with Aaron Judge sort of going off and having his probably the best 2 weeks of his career, and looking, like he did during his rookie season in 2017. Garrett Cole had a few good starts at the beginning, and Luke Voigt, who has continued to stay healthy and hit the crap out of the ball. That's also been great to watch, obviously. But even when they were healthy, and even back then, there were some really big problems brewing. I mean, Gleyber Torres was not hitting at all. Gary Sanchez was hitting even less. Still is. And a lot of guys were struggling. The bullpen was sort of struggling to find its footing and be the consistent, dominant force it has been over the last few years. And then, the Yankees, though, they were in first place. They were beating up on the Red Sox. They were beating up on the competition 2 weeks in. And then the last 2-3 weeks have just been, terrible in every way. All the injuries hit: Judge, Stanton, Gleyber, LeMahieu, I think James Paxton, right? J Happ has been terrible. Garrett Cole has struggled quite a bit when you look at, his pitching lines. I mean, yeah, he's only giving up 3 or 4 runs or 5 runs, but like, you're Garrett Cole, dude. You shouldn't be giving up 3 or 4 or 5 runs every time out. You shouldn't be giving up home runs to Ji-Man Choi every time he steps to the plate. And again, the bullpen's been imploding, whether it is the high-end guys like Ottavino or Chad Green, or, sort of the AAA Scranton taxi squad guys who keep getting chances. No one seems to be getting the job done right now. The Yankees just lost another series to the Rays, and they also just suffered a brutal loss at Citi Field against the Mets that ended with a walk-off home run by Pete Alonso. So, again, it was one thing for me to go into the season skeptical and kind of bothered by the existence of the season. When I still thought the Yankees would be fun to watch, but now that they are what they are, they're a couple games over 500. They're clinging to, I think, second place in the division, and that's good for like the 6th spot in the playoffs right now. So, I mean, it's not out of the equation that they could fall out of it. I don't think they will. But, I mean, the division hopes are slipping fast. The Rays clearly have their number, so if the Yankees run into the Rays in October, I have no confidence in them in a 3-game series. And yeah, I mean, the pitching staff, even with Garrett Cole, again, is in total shambles with no Severino, no Paxton, Happ pitching terribly, Montgomery pitching pretty terribly on most nights. So, and again, all the injuries. I mean, all the injuries, that's the biggest problem, obviously. And it's ridiculously frustrating because it is the exact same thing as 2019, and even 2018, really, where we're now just in this weird situation where we have to watch sort of the Yankees, not even B squad, like their C squad most nights, with guys like, Mike Ford and Tauchman and Tyro Estrada and Tyler Wade getting regular at-bats. It's not a good product, and they're not a good team. But again, we're hoping for them to just tread water until magically at the end of September, going into October, everyone will be back and healthy, and then they'll be able to just fire on all cylinders and, go on a great run and win it all. That kind of was the feeling we had in 2018 and 2019 and again in 2020. I'm sorry I'm so kind of blah about it, but I really am. I was at the beginning of the season. I am now even more with the way the Yankees have been playing. It's unfortunate. It's just a weird situation, a weird season. And I don't think it's an excuse for the Yankees to play the way they are and have all these injuries again, because none of the injuries have been COVID related. I think Chapman had COVID at the very beginning of the season, and so did LeMahieu, but everything else has been just lower body issues and seemingly like conditioning related injuries. Even though they completely swapped out their training staff over the offseason, it seems like it made absolutely no difference. So, again, it's no excuse, everything that's happened. I mean, because every other team is in the same exact boat. Every other team is dealing with the same obstacles and struggles of this weird 60-game season. And the Yankees should have the resources and the ability to navigate it better than anyone. And right now, they're really not. So, it is what it is, right? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'll keep watching. I'll keep rooting for them. I'll keep hoping things turn around. But come October, when MLB is seemingly in a bubble, a playoff bubble, the Yankees will have to win, a 3-game series to get to the division series. And then, the playoffs, I guess, will go the way they have been in the past. But if they're not playing Yankee Stadium, which it looks like they won't, I mean, if you don't have your home field advantage, I mean, obviously no one will, probably, but it's going to be weird that we might be watching playoff Yankees baseball in October and they won't play a single game in Yankee Stadium. It's depressing. It really is. But I don't know. Those are just sort of my quick thoughts about everything. Again, it is what it is. I don't know. Am I the only one who feels like this? Maybe. It seems like a lot of people were really mostly just ecstatic and so happy that baseball came back when it did. But I never really fully bought into it. And hey, that's just how I feel. I mean, if you're all in and you're riding and dying with every pitch, then good for you. But I don't know. I'm sort of just casually watching this season, casually following, and casually caring to an extent. And obviously, we just hope that we have a normal year in 2021 and that we can all go to games again. I mean, it's very wishful thinking at this point if you really look around at everything that's still happening and everything that's not happening. It's a tricky situation. So thanks for watching, guys. Please follow me on Twitter at Brian Danoff. Really trying to grow my Twitter page there. If you can follow me, that'd be great. If you can subscribe to me here, if this is your first time watching, that would also be cool. And give this video a like. And make sure to comment, how do you feel about this season? Not just with the Yankees, but baseball in general. But yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.